Are you feeling tight and stiff but short on time? In just 20 minutes, I'll guide you through a full body yoga stretching routine that will loosen up those tight muscles, increase your flexibility, and leave your body and mind feeling refreshed. You don't need any props for this class, but I will be demoing a few of the poses with blocks if you use them. Let's get started. We'll begin in any seated position. Feel free to prop yourself up on a block or cushion. Make yourself comfortable here and close down your eyes. Reach the crown of your head up, feel your spine lengthen. Take a deep cleansing inhale in through the nose. And you can sigh out through the mouth. Feel any tension just melt away. And just allow your breath to be smooth and even, breathing in and out through your nose. As any thoughts arise, let them come up and then let them go. Practicing non-attachment and just coming more into the present moment here. We'll set an intention for our practice to be focused and move with ease. Take one more mindful breath here. And then as you're ready, let's blink open our eyes. If your legs are crossed, let's just switch the position of them. Take your right arm and roll the shoulder in, thread your arm behind you, and you can take your left hand and catch those fingers and just gently pull the arm over. And from here, we'll bring our left ear towards our shoulders, just feeling a nice stretch in the neck. Feel free to move your head a little bit, maybe down, maybe up, and just finding those points where your neck feels tight, to deepen and release that tension. Bring your head up, release the arm, and we'll switch. Left shoulder rolls inward, thread the arm behind you. Release your right ear towards your shoulders. Again, move your head around just a little bit, finding those points that are a little bit more tight. And we'll release. Bring your arms out wide, open through the chest, draw your shoulder blades in towards the spine. And as you exhale, we'll wrap the right arm underneath the left. Now, option to grab onto the shoulders or take an eagle arm stretch, whatever feels good for you. And just allow the shoulder blades now to spread away from the spine. Feel the back stretch, the mid-back stretch. Inhale, open those arms, open the chest, and we'll switch. So left arm goes underneath. Again, option to grab onto the shoulders or take your eagle arm. Either way, elbows are in line with the shoulders. Allow the shoulder blades to spread away from the spine. You'll feel a little hollowing through your chest, getting a nice stretch. And we'll release those arms. We'll transition into a child's pose. And if you have your blocks, you can use them. You don't need them. Bring your big toes to touch. You'll have the blocks underneath the hands if you're using them. This will just raise the shoulder up a little bit for a deeper stretch. And you can release the forehead down. Wherever you are in your child's pose is just perfect. Couple breaths here, just feeling the tension leave your body as you begin to move. So important to move throughout the day and take breaks from whatever repetitive thing you're doing, whether that's sitting at a desk or any other things we do that might cause tension in our body. Now inhale, lift up. Again, you're using the blocks or not. You'll place your elbows either on the mat or the blocks, hands in prayer, and thread your head through. This will just deepen the stretch here and start to stretch the triceps a little bit. Breathing easily in and out through your nose if possible. And we'll inhale up, set the blocks aside, and come into a tabletop position. From here, we'll take some dancing lines. So some big circles of the hips and shoulders, warming up the joints, and switch. Find your tabletop position, and we'll bring our bent right knee out to the side here, and then we'll internally rotate the leg, bring the knee back, and then back to our starting position. So taking some hip circles here, feeling how the thigh bone moves around in the hip socket. And we'll switch directions, big circles in the opposite direction. Now straighten out your right leg to the side, bring the sole of the foot down so it's like a gate pose position, and we'll take some cat-cows here. So inhale, lift the head, stretch the front body. As you exhale, bring the chin into the chest. And a couple more here. Inhale. And exhale, enjoy that nice stretch you're probably getting on the inner right thigh. Inhale. And exhale, swing the right leg back, set the knee down, and we'll switch sides. Left leg goes out to the side, bring the thigh bone in, knee points back, and then return to starting here, and then we'll take those hip circles. So moving mindfully, staying focused, and also moving with ease. Sometimes we think we have to do these really hard things to get benefits, switch directions, but in fact, sometimes all we need is some mindful movement. Okay, we're straightening out the left leg, sole of the foot comes down, inhale, belly drops, gaze is up, exhale, round the spine, belly pulls in. Inhale, so extend through the spine, and exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Find that neutral spine, swing your left leg back, set the knee down. We'll walk the hands out just a little bit, curl your toes under, hover the knees here, and then slowly we'll move back into pedaling out our feet here in a downward facing dog. So walking our dog out a little bit, stretching the calves. And you can hold one heel down a little bit longer, and then the other. And we'll take our downward facing dog. Remember, your legs don't have to be straight. The heels don't have to come down. It's more important to have a long spine here. On an inhale, we'll reach the right leg up and back. As you exhale, place the foot in between your hands, drop your back knee. You can always have those blocks here for support and balance if you like. We're coming up to low lunge. So arms reach up as the hips come forward. Feel a nice stretch to the front of the left leg. And we'll add on a twist here. Left arm to the right knee, right arm behind us. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, take runner's stretch. So hands are on the floor or on blocks, whatever's working for you. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Just feeling the hamstrings stretch. Letting that tension go. So much of flexibility is actually the mind. It's releasing tension in our mind that sends signals to our body to release. We'll bend the front leg. You can set the blocks aside and step it back to a plank pose. Nice strong plank pose for me. Tightening up through the core. Even your glutes are engaged here. Now you can drop your knees or not. We'll roll to the tips of the toes. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, we'll press it back into downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up. Exhale, place it. Back knee drops down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Feel free to use those blocks. Keep reaching up through the crown of the head. On your next exhale, let's take a twist. Left arm behind us, right arm or right hand to the outside of the left leg, and you can press leg into hand, hand into leg, and twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we'll take that runner's stretch. Feel free to use those blocks. Lift the sternum a little bit up and forward. Find a long spine here, and then add on your fold. And again, as we hold these stretches, we want to release tension. Our body's already in a challenging pose. It's tense enough. So let's do it a favor by releasing any mental tension, release tension in your jaw. Bend the front knee, we'll step it back to our plank pose. Knees can always be down to modify, holding here nice and strong. Shift the weight forward, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra, and exhale it back to downward facing dog. Come up onto your tippy toes. We'll walk the feet up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, release your hands into mountain pose. Keep your feet hips distance apart. Inhale, arms up, bend the arms so the elbows are behind you here, chest is open. Option to stay here or do that internal rotation of the arms as we bring the hands behind us and clasp them. Now, I want you to open through the chest, so like a standing back bend, almost like a standing locust pose here as we bring the knuckles a little closer to the ground. And also, if it feels good, you can bring your hands here to your sacrum. Now inhale, use the front body core muscles to stand back up and neutralize your spine. Now if you're using your blocks, have one block placed here on one side of the mat and the other one at the opposite end. And we'll continue on here. So feet together, arms reach up, bend your knees for our chair pose. Bring your hands into prayer. Shift your weight to the right foot and hover your left foot. Just play with balancing here. We'll take a big step back of the left foot. Open the arms up wide into our warrior two. Bend through your front knee. Feeling your left hip open up to the back of the mat. One more breath. Inhale, straighten your front leg, reach your arms up. You can heel toe the back leg in a little bit. We're prepping for our triangle pose. Shift the weight forward. Hand can come to the shin, the floor, or your block, wherever you're practicing today. Chest turns to the side. Deep breaths. Left hand comes to the hip. You can take your block with you or bring your hand down to the ground for a half moon pose. So the hips are open. You're stacking your left hip on top. Soft bend in your right knee as you land the left foot and come into a star position. From here, we'll turn the heels in and bend your knees for goddess pose, and we can bend our arms here at a 90-degree angle as well. Good. So as you stretch your inner thighs here, you'll probably feel your quads start to fire up. And I want you to also engage the outer hip muscles to widen the knees. Good, another breath. And we'll inhale up, turn towards the back of the mat, and we'll switch sides. So our warrior two position now, left knee points to the back, right hip is working to open up. Deep breaths. We'll straighten the front leg, heel toe your back foot in, widen out the arms, and lean forward. So the hinge here is coming through the hips, not the waist, so side body stays nice and long. Feel free to grab your prop and turn the chest here. Legs nice and strong, so use your quad muscles. You'll feel your kneecap lift up a little bit as you do that, as you engage. And we'll come into our standing balancing pose, half moon. Bend the front leg, launch off the back foot. Use the outer hip muscles as glute medius to strongly lift your leg. And then if you find your balance again, we're turning the chest. This is a hip opener as well as a standing balancing. So we want to keep the chest open, hips open. And we'll land into our star position. From here, bring your hands to your hips, get a nice long spine, hinge at the hips for a wide leg forward fold. Release tension in the neck, so the upper traps, just let them release here, jaws released. Another breath. And we'll inhale with a flat back, come all the way back up. Turn those heels in again. Bend your knees. One more goddess position here. Feel the crown of the head lift, core nice and stable. And we'll playfully come back to our chair pose at the front of the mat. Send those hips down, sternum lifts up. Bring your hands to prayer and heel toe your feet a little bit wider. The heels will be in. Now you've got your block right there if you were coming into yogi squat, if you want to use it to sit down. And bring your backs of the arms to the inside of the knees here or legs, and just use that to press both into each other. And as you do that, feel the spine elongate here. And then resisting that lift of the crown of the head, the hips are going down. And that's giving you almost a sensation of decompressing your spine here. Bring your hands down, lift the hips up just a bit. We'll take a big step of the left foot back. Heel toe your right foot out to the left. Drop the back knee. We're coming into lizard lunge. So I like to take my time here a little bit as we go lower to the ground. We want to hold the stretches a little bit longer. You can, of course, use your block here underneath your forearms, or bring your forearms all the way down. And similar in that yogi squat, I want that sensation of a long spine here. Deep breaths. Just be in this pose. Give yourself a few moments as you inhale and exhale to release and let the tension go. Inhale, walk the hands up, and we'll heel toe the right foot over to the left, setting up for a pigeon prep. If this bothers your knee or hips, you can do this on your back by taking a figure 4. So again, you can be on your forearms, you can stretch your arms all the way out, you could make a little pillow with your hands here. You're wanting to keep the hip points facing the mat, so resist dumping onto the right hip, and the outer left hip wraps down. Take a deep inhale in through your nose. Exhale, sigh out through your mouth. Let it go. Couple more breaths. Noticing where you might be holding on to and inviting release of tension there. Inhale, we'll lift up Allow yourself to come onto your right hip for a moment, and we'll take a 90-90 with our legs. This is called deer position. You'll sweep your right hand behind you, right fingertips pointing behind you, and just lift the hips up. So you're coming up onto your shin bones and just getting a nice stretch of the front body. Even the side body, you can lean to the side a little bit. And exhale, set the hips down. Plant your hands, curl your toes, and we'll press it back to our downward facing dog. And then we'll switch sides. The left leg will come forward. We'll drop the back knee. Just ease into this deep hip stretch. I like to rock my hips a little side to side before making my way down. Remember, it's a lot of resetting our mind to let our body know it's okay, it's safe to stretch. So the longer and smoother you can get those breaths, the more it will send signals to your body to relax, and then the muscles will start to relax. Release your jaw. Release any thoughts. Inhale, we'll lift up and heel toe your left foot over to the left. Hips are facing forward. And then we can come down and fold here in our pigeon. And just surrender here. I'm always surprised by how much, I think I'm not tense, and then I feel my muscles relax, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So just invite that in. Just surrender. It's okay for the mind to be active. The mind's going to do its thing. So you're just watching the thoughts and letting them go. The practice is in not clinging or attaching to them. Inhale, we'll lift up, take that deer position, so 90-90 with the legs. Left hand comes behind you, and just inhale, lift the hips. Just feel a nice, good stretch there through the front and side body. And exhale, release the hips down. Sweep your back leg forward. Sit up nice and tall here. Crown of the head reaches up. You can bring your hands in prayer or just place them on your lap and just take a moment of gratitude for giving yourself this time. It doesn't need to take long to stimulate your body, get refreshed. It will help you be more focused, better mood throughout your day. Take an inhale in, and exhale, we can bow in. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to revisit it again and again so that you can see more lasting benefits. Let me know in the comments how you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.